Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith, and today I am talking about Alien, The Cold Forge by Alex White, and this is from Titan Books. And it's a thick one. This is one of the new books when Titan started doing the Alien stuff. Copyright 2018. So it's one of the older of the new Alien series from Titan Books. But I decided to sort of go back on Alien Day, 426. Figured I'd read an Alien book. Picked up the oldest one that I have. I hadn't read yet, which was this Alien: The Cold Forge. In this book, the Cold Forge is a space station, a remote station, RB 232, where they're doing some experiments for Weyland-Yutani, and this auditor, Dorian Sudler, has been sent there to audit what they're doing, see if they're wasting Weyland-Yutani's money. And one of these three experiments, the one we care about, they're experimenting on xenomorphs. There's a scientist named Blue Marsalis who's experimenting on xenomorphs. I think we know where this is gonna go. So there's your nutshell. So right off the bat, for the Too Long Didn't Watch, I gave this 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I really enjoyed this. A lot of that has to do with Dorian Sudler, who is just absolutely a piece of shit character who is incredibly entertaining. I absolutely love this character. This auditor, when we first meet him, he's on the assignment previous to the Cold Forge assignment, and he just takes such pleasure in finding the tiniest thing that anyone has done wrong and destroying them for it, all in the name of saving Weyland-Yutani money and him getting a giant bonus, and because he believes he's superior to pretty much everybody. Uh, just a shitty person who makes for great, entertaining reading. And then we have an interesting location, I think. The Cold Forge, this space station that's got the living quarters and a bunch of stuff on basically one end of this corridor. The experiments, it's got an interesting layout. And as I said, there are 3 experiments going on. The one we care about is the Xenomorphs, and Blue Marsalis is the head scientist of these experiments. And she has I believe it would be described as a degenerative disease. So she's essentially bedridden. She gets around because she has a neural link to an android, Marcus. And so she puts on the link. She's in Marcus's body, and so can go to the lab and do all the different things. She's got her own hidden agenda going on. I don't think that's a spoiler because it comes up very early. So you've got her, you've got these other people doing their experiments, living on this space station. In comes Dorian Sudler to shake things up. And of course, as I said, we know where this is going. This is aliens, it's xenomorphs. And so, of course, eventually all hell breaks loose. And I think most chapters are either from Dorian Sudler's point of view or Blue Marsalis's point of view, with a few interludes that focus on a specific character, a different specific character. But they only get one, each of those different characters. But everything else, I believe, is either Dorian or Blue. And they're both interesting characters for different reasons. Blue is definitely a flawed character. I think pretty much the best characters are flawed. There are no perfect people. And as much as I like superhero stuff and that kind of stuff where you do have some perfect characters, uh, realistically, these are the types of characters that you're going to see, the flawed, the people that try to be good but aren't, the people that don't care about being good because they're shitty sociopaths, and but just incredibly entertaining to read about. Once we get to the craziness that's going on, I really like. I think Alex White does a great job of describing the xenomorphs, describing what they do, and I could perfectly picture like when a xenomorph just curls down from the ceiling. Maybe because I've seen the movies a few times, so I've seen it. But personally, I think the xenomorphs are beautiful creatures, absolutely amazing design, and so yeah, when he's describing someone's walking through a corridor, and then that xenomorph just slowly unfurls. Beautiful, beautiful descriptions, great action, lots of tension, um, and some elements that I haven't mentioned. Going to leave those for you to discover. But um, and I like that it jumps back and forth between these two characters. So it does give us that uh, writing trope. Is it considered a trope if it's part of the writing and not the story? I don't know where, this chapter's following Dorian, ends a little cliffhangery. The next chapter follows Blue. So then that ends a little cliffhangery, but the next chapter is going to jump back to Dorian, what happens with him. And then occasionally those interludes. But I always like that if it's well done because it builds that tension. You're left. I wonder what it would be like to read, like, just read the Dorian parts and then go back and read the Blue parts. I don't think it would work because the Dorian parts are going to give away. Eventually, it's all going to come together. But it'd be interesting maybe to read instead of doing it like that, if you had a story where, and this has been done, but it's told from Dorian's perspective and then from Blue's perspective. Anyway, it's just me speculating on things. I think it's well written. I think the characters are interesting, and I think the action is well done. The stakes are high, and it's not just the stakes of, oh, we have to survive the xenomorphs. Spoilers, they have to survive the xenomorphs. Um, just all around, really entertaining. I think if you're a fan of the Alien franchise, this is a book that you're going to enjoy. And if you're not, you could just jump in right here. If you're like, hey, I've never seen any of the movies or read any of the books, but now I'm curious. Yeah, this is fine. You don't need to know anything. Although there's at least one reference I remember to one of the movies. But again, it's if you've seen the movies, you're like, hey, I get that reference. If not, it's just something that's in the book. But you're not going to be like, well, what the hell are they talking about? Xenomorphs, corporate espionage, experiments, things going wrong, as always. Alien, The Cold Forge by Alex White, 4 out of 5 stars. Really, really enjoyed this. And these are just beautiful, beautiful creatures. In my opinion. I mean, come on. You're going to call a predator a Yautja beautiful? You're going to call E.T. the extraterrestrial beautiful? No. These things, just lovely. All right, there you have it. Question for this video: what is your favorite alien? Let's do that. What is your favorite alien? I was going to go somewhere else with that question, but what is your favorite alien? Do you like the xenomorphs? Do you like the predators? E.T., The Thing from John Carpenter's The Thing. There's tons of them out there. Before the aliens came along, the xenomorphs, I may have said the aliens from Invasion of the Saucermen. They're the goofy, big-headed, pointy-eared aliens, and they have these. I love this movie. It's not a great movie, but I love it. These needles that come out, that out of their fingers that they can inject alcohol into your system, which comes into play in the movie. I really loved those aliens. Maybe I would have gone with the Blob because I'm a huge fan of that movie. But the Xenomorphs are here, and I just, as I said, I love them. They're beautiful, beautiful creatures. They're killing machines. They're entertaining. I mean, I wouldn't want one as a pet. I don't think they could be domesticated. They have an interesting life cycle. But, there's lots of different aliens out there in the media, in pop culture. So let me know what your favorite type of alien is in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here. The Low Budget Review Show. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. If you'd care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronan5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is ErikSmith5757. That's Eric with a K. ERIKSMITH5757. If you're on Blue Sky, I am @ELSmith. That's all I have for you. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I have been Eric Smith, and until next time, read more books.